Good morning, beautiful people. It's Courtney Joe, Pause and Grow podcast. Now, today I want to encourage you about being sick, especially in the season of things changing from fall to winter. Seems that we get sick a lot. And I know that for me and my family, it's usually around the same time every year. But I will tell you that Chayla and I have not had the flu. And I'm not going to say knock on wood because I don't believe in superstition, but praise Jesus, this past year. And it's because I have been speaking a covenant over her life, over my life. I speak it over my family's life. And I do it just about every day. Now, I'm not perfect, so of course I can't get to it every day, but I do speak a covenant of health over us every day. And also, don't think that sickness isn't knocking at my door every morning, because it absolutely is. Before I even open my eyes or get myself up out of bed in the morning, I feel sick, and it's ridiculous. And it's like, oh, my throat is so sore, or oh, my body aches, or whatever it is that the flesh is trying to keep you in bed, because that's depression knocking at your door, or that's sickness knocking at your door, and you do not have to receive those thoughts. And so my main encouragement to you today is don't receive the sickness when it's knocking at your door. Reject those thoughts as soon as they come into your mind. I know that for me, like I said, it's knocking every single day, and I could very well give in. I could very well stay in bed. I could very well start to make myself believe that I'm actually sick, and then guess what happens? That's right. But every morning I wake up, I speak the covenant over our lives, and I don't believe that I'm sick, and I start to feel great, actually. It's like my throat doesn't even hurt anymore. This is super weird, and my stomach isn't queasy anymore. This is so odd. And so I do believe that a lot of it has to do with the thoughts that we receive in our minds, what we kind of like lean into and start to believe. And in the Bible, it does say that we are to take every thought captive. And even in my book, Become a Sunflower, which it will be coming soon, you guys, I'm so excited about it. There is a devotional in there that talks about the trash in our thoughts, the trash in our mind, and how we are to take every thought captive. We are to identify with that thought. Is this a lie, or is this the truth? Does it align with God's will and what He says about me? Does it align with what I believe about myself? Because obviously we want to change those things from the past. I don't know if you're like me, that's come from feeling unworthy, undervalued, which is all things that I've done to myself, by the way, because of the choices that I made. But it was already implanted in my heart from a child. When we go through things like abandonment or neglect or some kind of abuse, it causes us to think otherwise about ourselves. But there is good news. And for me, and what I want to speak about is that good news is Jesus Christ, because that's who's changed it for me. And then also just the practical tools that I've learned over time, how I have been able to lift myself up. But my main encouragement to you today, I don't want to get off too much, is don't receive the thoughts. Reject them right away before you get up out of bed. Tell yourself that I am healthy. Speak a covenant of health and life over you and your children. I do it almost every day. Like I said, I'm not perfect, but maybe sometime I can get on here and I can share what that covenant is with everybody, and we can speak it together. Speak life over yourself. All right, well, go out and be blessed. And remember that we don't grow until we start to pause.